We should have flag of fire, we should defend our isles, and they shall say never, after many fought, for so few. Do you think Winston Churchill's... I never actually seen Winston Churchill, a picture of him, at least not in a while. You think Churchill actually, like his face was... Because I know that's kind of how people kind of imitate him when they just talk with his jaw out like this. And Dunkirk. Now, I am not a student of history, as you may have guessed in some of my other reviews, where I've watched movies based on historical events, be it Hacksaw Ridge or Allied. Well, Allied's not based on any true historical events, as far as I know, but it's still based on events. Fury. So yeah, I'm not a student of history. My dad's very much a student of history. My dad loves history. Mark's also a big history guy too. But I mean, I still like these movies a lot. In fact, some of them I like. Hacksaw Ridge, gave a firm argument. In fact, I think I might even voted for it as one of the nominees for Best Picture last year because it was that good of a film. Fury was fantastic. So Nolan's now taking a crack at a World War II. Is this World War II or is it World War One? Oh, no, I think it's World War II. I'm pretty certain it's World War II. And he's detailing the events of Dunkirk, where 400,000 soldiers were trapped on the island area, I believe it was an island, of Dunkirk. And basically the mass efforts to get these men home so they could regroup and defend, as Churchill would, defend their fight on sea, fight on air, all that. So detailing those events. And I liked the movie. I actually liked it quite a bit. It picked up for me like about a third of the way in. Not necessarily once the action started, but once I really got a sense of what the movie was actually doing. Because they give three different events going on. They give the fighters, they give you the civilian ships, and they give you the troops on Dunkirk trying to get home. And I believe it's day one, week one, hour one. And at first I'm watching this, they give me these, and I don't know what they mean when they say that. I mean, is this like from this point on to this point on? It's not making any sense. And then I'm watching this, and I'm not super invested in any of the only character I could say I was really invested in would probably be Tom Hardy, because Tom Hardy's kind of like this just really cool, awesome pilot. Not like he's like wisecracker. He's just good at his job, and you know he's defending his troops, defending his men, and all that. So you want to see him make it out alive. And Kenneth Branagh, I think it's Branagh. Kenneth Branagh, if I'm to say if I liked anyone else, just because Kenneth Branagh's a really good actor. I mean, Mark Rylance is good. All the acting is fine. But I'm watching this, and for like the first, again, like third of the film, movie's not even 2 hours long, by the way. It feels longer than it actually is because of the topic. War movies tend to feel like they drag a bit. But I'm watching this, and about a third away, I finally start to key on to the fact that this is not linear storytelling. These events that we're watching play out are not coinciding within roughly the same time period. Like the opening of the movie on the beach, in a town, on the beaches, and all that, does not take place at the exact same time when we see the pilots. We see, in fact, basically, the sequential order we see the scenes happen in are not when they actually happen in the movie. I couldn't tell you right off the top of my head when they happen, but essentially, it's Quentin Tarantino style story. It's non-linear storytelling. We're watching all these events take place, and you do start to pinpoint when certain events happen in the movie. Like Cillian Murphy's character, we see him get picked up by Mark Rylance. And, you know, it's saying, I'm not going back, he's in shell shock, all that. We cut to a scene later on at night, and this is where I finally realized what they were doing. Because we cut back to day and night a couple times, and that made no sense at first. Until we see Cillian Murphy, and even then I was kind of picking up on it. But the minute I saw Cillian Murphy there picking up soldiers in the water, I'm like, okay, this is what they're doing. Now I can actually completely get into the movie. Because for a while, up until that point, I was kind of not in and out. I just wasn't invested. And one of the reasons for that is a reason. Someone I watched a review for this, non-spoiler, but made a very good point, is that there is no primary character in this movie that you are following. There are characters that you follow throughout the movie. Again, Tom Hardy's character, his co-pilot, his partner pilot, not co-pilot, his buddy, his fighter buddy. Not Ray Fiennes. Ray Fiennes' his brother. His brother, the other Fiennes, Kenneth Branagh's character, Mark Lance. There's characters you follow in the movie, but the character of the movie is the war itself. Because this captured, I've heard people complain that can you do this a war movie as PG-13? You fucking do a war movie as PG-13. Don't think you can't do that. You do not need to show gore to show the horrors and the dismal. Just a sinking horror of war. They did that. The feeling they captured in this movie was amazing. Christopher Nolan knows how to set up always knows how to set up a shot. Even his weakest movies are fantastic. But he knows how to set up a shot. He knows how to shoot this film. He knows how to build tension. He knows how to create palpable tension. Build tension, but knows how to build palpable tension and unease. Like dread, just building dread throughout the movie. Because one of the things this movie does extremely well is it's horrifying. All these guys are just pinned down. It's terrifying, and yet you'll get glimmers of those glimmer moments of go Britain, woo, go the Allies, and then about 10 seconds later, shit, not again. So they'll immediately take down a bomber, but then the bomber's going to dive bomb the frickin' beach. Like, oh crap. You just see the horror on individuals' faces when this stuff happens. It's terrifying. You just see these characters, these soldiers. Like literally in the beginning, we see I think 6 soldiers walking through what's the remnants of Dunkirk, and I had to mentally I was laughing because one of the main character, one of the characters in the story arcs we're following is this young soldier, and he's part of the group in the beginning, and they all get shot down. But before that, he's just trying to take a shit. This kid is just, I feel bad because, if I'm going to die, I want to die at least having been able to have taken a shit before I died. I mean, clearly he's been building, I was like, I need to take a shit. Then he suddenly, goes up. Then he suddenly gets out of the way, gets behind the French border, or the French line, and he's about to take another shit. And he sees this guy burying another guy. And by the way, we never see him take the shit. I had to assume he did take the shit, given the amount of fear was probably going through his body. He either shit himself or he found some place to take a shit before he went. But I'm just, how long were you holding that shit in, buddy? That's the question I have in my mind. To quote a review I did long ago for Lucy, "Are you pooping yourself, soldier?" But no, the real main character of the movie is the war itself, just what it did to these people. You see Cillian Murphy in shell shock, and the mistakes that soldiers, good men, will do in the line of duty. Cillian Murphy, so shell shock, accidentally pushes I think the sons of Mike Rylance, and obviously I put spoilers in this, obviously. He ends up, cracking his head and he ends up dying. So, but yeah, at first when he's still alive, and Cillian Murphy asks, "Is he going to be okay?" He's like, "No, he's not okay." And Cillian Murphy's just, "God, what did I do?" And then it goes, by the time after he's dead, he just goes again, he's like, "He's going to be okay." And he looks at Mark Rylance and yeah, he's going to be okay. He's like, the man's been through enough. He doesn't need the guilt of killing a boy on his conscience. He really doesn't. And, I mean, so many other things. Again, those moments where you see hope and then a freaking ship goes down. Freaking ship is bombed by a bomber. You see men trying to get out, trying to keep cover, or trying to use a fishing ship as a means off, and then Germans playing target practice. He gets trapped in there and drowns. The freaking the oil from the ship leaks out into the water, and then when the bomber goes down, it ignites the oil, so guys get in there, and then they end up crying. So, I mean, it's intense for just a PG-13, for a non-R-rated film, a war film. It's intense. It really is. Now, there is minimal dialogue. I've heard that as a complaint from some people, and I'd be lying if I said maybe a little talking here or there wouldn't be bad, but I can understand it, because some of these scenes, they don't need any dialogue. The tension builds itself. And my God, the way the dogfight is shot in this movie is one of the best dogfights I've ever seen in a movie. I'm trying to remember right off the top of my head where I've seen a couple other really good, like, it's some of the shots in The Force Awakens. I know it's a weird comparison, Dunkirk to The Force Awakens, but it's honestly the truth. Force Awakens had some amazing, like, first-person, like, aerial views from the X-Wings. This had something very akin to that. But when you actually get shots of just the ships over the ocean, my God, is it gorgeous. It is, and that's a weird thing to say, because a lot of this movie is bleak. A lot of this movie is just gray, drab looking, because it's war, because that's kind of what war was. There's foam on the beaches, it's cloudy all the time, but by the end of the movie, when some of the characters have been falling, get home, you see the green fields, you see they're walking back in the station with open arms, people are hitting them, I'm guessing beers or sodas, beverages, and the movie ends with, again, the main kid from the beginning, reading Churchill's famous line, "We shall not flag or fail, we shall fight on sea or land, we shall defend our isles." Great, it didn't go, never have so many, fought for so few. Maybe that I'm misremembering that quote, but it didn't end on that line. Still, oddly enough, though, it ends with, it ends with Kenneth Branagh saying, "I'm staying for the rest. We caught 300 so far. I'm going to stay for the rest, bring the French home." But it cuts back to the soldier kid just briefly looking up from the paper, and that's it. And it cuts there. That I thought was a weird ending. Maybe not a weird ending. That ending didn't feel right to me, but that's just my opinion. There's not much else I can really go off of. I could go detail by detail from what I can remember, but it wouldn't make any real difference. It's just me prattling on at that point. I mean, was there anything I hated? Well, I wouldn't say hated. Is there weaknesses in the film? There's a couple. Like I said, if you're not really paying attention and understanding what's going on, until you catch on to it about a third of the way in, you're not going to figure out the freaking structure of the movie. Also, I thought that end was a little odd. I could have used a bit more dialogue, but that's not a big concern. And I mean, most war films aren't humorous, but I could have used maybe a laugh or two. Not like it needs to be a comedy or anything. Like Hacksaw Ridge, I got a fair few laughs out of that movie while it's still being intense as fuck. Furia, I could get a laugh or two out of that movie while it was still intense as fuck. Saving Private Ryan, I believe they also have a couple. I haven't seen that movie in years, but I believe there's a couple laughs in there too. So as long as you can get a little something to let you breathe for a second, then yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Not that this movie really suffers for it. I just think maybe it could have helped to leave some of the tension at points where it needed it. No, other than that though, it's not perfect. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I definitely give it like an 8.5 though. Maybe verging on a 9. No, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna go about 8.5 because despite the fact that it is less than 2 hours long, it felt longer than that. It felt like 2 hours or more. But not in a bad way, because, and I know this is sounding contradictory. It sounded like a contradiction. Not in a bad way, because you're invested after a while, but it does feel long. So yeah, I think 8.5 is pretty fair to it. So trailers, I got Kingsman, not the new Kingsman trailer dropped just today. I wouldn't imagine they would have done that anyway. Which that's a far better trailer than what we got. Just trying to remember if there was one I missed that I should talk about. No, I got all the ones I've got to talk about. First up, not first up. Got Blade Runner from 24/9, the newest one. This gives us a little bit more hint of the story while pretty much giving us nothing. We now know what Dave Bautista's kind of role is going to be. He's going to be a replicant, I'm pretty certain. or someone who was working with replicants. But it's all about apparently the evolution of mankind and the key to the replicants, I guess. And apparently Decker has the secret to it. And whether Decker is a replicant or not remains to be seen. American Assassin. Now, this is a new trailer. It opened up pretty much the same, almost the same as the original trailer, but they cut out they cut some scenes short, they took out some music, and they added a lot more plot to what's going on, like what's actually happening in the movie. Apparently a rogue agent of Michael Keaton stole a nuclear bomb, and, he went to the dark side. He went rogue, and he's like, where's the me? Where is he? Where's the new me? Our main character. It still looks fantastic, right? There is some like effects, like a bomb and stuff like that going off underwater, but it still looks good. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Oh crap! I flubbed that one up. I'll get back to that one. We got it again. Apparently, new trailer debuted at Comic-Con. We'll see if they put that online. Yeah, this one goes about as dark as the book goes, and holy fuck, one of the scenes I was hearing being described. Oh boy. Then we have, oh come on, what was that? Oh wow, I know, I wrote it down. Oh whatever. I got another trailer for the Inconvenient sequel to Earth of Power, the sequel to Inconvenient Truth, talking about clean energy and saving the world, global warming. Good. It's good to raise awareness for that. I will remember you. I swear to God, I will remember you. I wrote this down in a marker. Actually, I wrote it on my phone, but I wrote this down in a marker so I could read it. Yeah, good. The Foreigner with Jackie Chan. That looks cool. That looks like Jackie Chan meets Taken, meets, I don't know, think of a movie where someone's actually like an ex-assassin or something like that. Or meets kind of like a little John Wick, except, he's going after the people who know. It's like, I'm going after the people who know about my daughter. But your daughter's dead. You know who killed her. And yeah, it's clear that Pierce Brosnan kind of does know who killed him. And Jackie Chan's just wrecking their shit. It's good to see Jackie Chan back. We haven't seen him back in a while. That looks pretty cool. The Snowman. Now, this trailer dropped either yesterday or today. And it's based off a book about a serial killer who cuts people's heads off and makes snowmen. It's kind of his calling. He's known as a snowman killer. It's got Michael Fassbender, and it's I can see where this movie might be very unsettling. I would be totally down to see it though, because I want to see who did it and why they're doing it. That shot at the end where you see the person sitting in the chair, but then you see the snowman head in the chair, and you're like, that guy doesn't have a head, does he? Oh god, what was this? Run? Okay, Run. Not Logan's Run. W? Ah! Darn it. Yeah, where'd I put my geese? There's my geese. 1 second, folks. There we go. Give me 1 second. If I can't think of it in the next couple seconds, you know what? It must not have been that important because I can't remember it. I don't really care that much to figure it out. Anyway, though, Dunkirk. I deeply enjoyed it. I really didn't spoil it too much, but there's not much to spoil. The only thing I spoiled is the character died. A lot of characters died. One particular character died. So that's about all I spoiled. I'll still put spoilers on here, though. I will try to see Valerian this week as well, because that looks like, visually looks great. I actually haven't heard too bad things, terrible things about it, so who knows. Next week, oh crap, what is next week? What is next week? I normally really get well kept up on the movies coming up, but I can't for the life of me remember what comes out next week. It's the last week of July. I'll figure it out when I get home. So, if you want to tell me, whatever. Oh, by the way, I want this to be the thumbnail. Awesome Spider-Man poster. Yeah, look at that. Oh, a sweet comic nerd gold right there. I want that. I just want that to be the. It's like, why is he holding a Spider-Man poster in Dunkirk? So yeah. Now, What If and Magic will be up either tomorrow or Saturday. I'll have them up. I just, because of work, I couldn't do it today. Dragon Ball Z Super Dragon Ball Z Super. Dragon Ball Super will be, vlog will be up on Saturday. Sunday will be box office. And then next week I'm going to try to do, again, like I mentioned in a previous video, I'm going to try to do once a week at the end of the month, a full week of Who Wins, just to kind of clean my plate off a bit with some of the ones I have in the backlog. So yeah, just keep your eyes out for those. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. I will despite the fact I haven't been doing the trailer reviews or reactions, I'll probably end up doing 1 or 2 reviews for the Comic-Con trailers. Particularly, I mean, they dropped the trailer for the Pacific Rim teaser. It doesn't look amazing at the moment. It doesn't look terrible. It just doesn't look. It didn't look anything that jumped out to me. But I will probably do Justice League. If they drop Aquaman, do that. Thor Ragnarok, I'll probably do that. Avengers: Infinity War, if they drop that, better believe I'll be talking about that. So yeah, I'll have some stuff later on for Comic-Con, but that won't be till later on. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.